Ladies and gentlemen, good day, good afternoon. My name is Thomas and I'm happy to see you all here in this wonderful webinar, wonderful Monday, the beginning of the trading week. How's everyone doing today and what are your plans for the upcoming week? So hello Alexander, hello Mr. Winner. So yeah, it's always good to be or to feel as a winner here because psychology and feeling that you can actually do it, that you can actually accomplish your goals is a very important thing. So I'm not talking about this new age psychology and stuff like that. We are talking about here with OLYMP TRADE. We are talking about only the real stuff that can actually make the difference in your trading. So it's not about reading mantras and everything. And at the same time, maybe something like that would kind of help. I don't know. That's okay. That's not my expertise, like doing mantras and everything. But sort of knowing what to do in case you have a lot of success and on the other hand you have a lot of losses. So you need to know what to do in that case because basically, having too much success, especially in the beginning stages of your trading career, can be as harmful as having constant, endless losses, where you just lose a lot of money very quickly and you don't really see the light at the end of the tunnel, right? So whenever you have too much success, especially in the beginning, that leaves you in a state where you don't feel danger, right? You don't feel the danger of the market, and you feel like you can make money just without doing proper analysis, proper nothing. Okay, so that basically leads oftentimes to sort of irrational, reckless behavior. Right. So yeah. Okay, guys. Let's move on. I have a few questions from the chat, and then we'll go to the main topic of today's conversation, of today's session. So, Mustafa asks, it's been a long time since Yaroslav and Angie conducted webinars. I've learned so much from them and you too. Where are they? Well, as far as I know, they're not working with us at the moment, but I think there are plans that Yaroslav can continue doing webinars for us, something. I don't know that 100% on what conditions and stuff like that. I don't know all the details, but yeah, they're doing fine. They're just not doing webinars for OLYMP TRADE. So that is why you have me, and you have Kanak, Himanshu, Himant, and many other like Eric, Nicholas, and other guys who do webinars for you. Amir, etc. So yes, and yeah, there is tons of information, and pretty much I think during the time that they worked with us, that they stayed with us, they sort of told everything, like almost absolutely everything that that is necessary to be a successful trader. And you can sort of always re-watch their webinars because they remain available at your disposal here on the channel. So feel free to do it. Now, guys, so questions. Is there a delay in the stream? There might be some delay, maybe not more than, it shouldn't be more than 5 seconds, but it can be. Do you have a TradeAwait account? No, what is TradeAwait? To be honest, I don't know what TradeAwait is. I'll write it down. I hope it's not a scam or something. Hope that's a legitimate platform. I know I don't have this TradeAwait account. I never really haven't really heard of it. How to use Fibonacci? Right. So maybe we'll do some webinar someday about USD CHF. All right. So let's go. Let's go USD CHF. Okay, so let's talk about USD CHF, the Swiss franc, and from there we will see. So USD CHF. So, all right. So, what can we talk about USD CHF? To be honest, it's not really the most active, the most volatile trading asset out there. By looking at it without having done any fundamental analysis about this chart, I can tell you one thing that is kind of for sure is that more or less we have this so this support level which turned into a resistance level here, and we have sort of come very close to that. We are almost sort of touching this level, but as you can see, it's a very slow asset, but at the same time with a 500 multiplier, you can still make some good money, of course. And maybe on a big day, yes, like a big day like this, maybe you can even like quadruple or increase it by fivefold your deposit, something like this, or your trade. So I don't know, I don't really see that much right now. Of course, maybe last week we saw this. So basically, yeah, it's one of these assets that that follows the rules of technical analysis. Like I would say, all assets, they almost all and almost always they do follow these the rules of technical analysis. So we have trend line, as you can see it. I don't really see much fundamental going on in terms of Swiss franc. I think Switzerland is quite a stable economy, stable, well-developed economy. I don't really see that they have any sort of or any form of like major shocks in their economy, nothing like that. And at the same time, it kind of resembles the movement of the USD, because the US dollar like basically. So I think this asset correlates a lot with the DXY, so the basic dollar index. So we can see that here. So here it is, and yeah, like as you can see before, it was kind of dropping. Now it's growing, it's going upwards, and that's why the USD CHF, the USD against the Swiss franc, resembles or is resembling now this movement. So it's kind of like that. I don't know, don't see too much potential, but at the same time, as you can see, for these nice little trades, like opening an up trade here, opening a down trade here, sort of trying to catch these reversal moments. So if the price comes close to this inclined level of support, that might be a very interesting trade. And also when the price or if and when the price breaks below this inclined level of support, you can also open a down trade from here. So basically, options are endless. So feel free to apply the laws of technical analysis to this chart, and that's going to be a success recipe. Now, is it legal in Bangladesh? Yes, I think it should be legal. I haven't checked about Bangladesh, but we are an international broker working with 120 plus different countries. But of course, legislation in different countries may differ depending on your, pretty much on the laws in every country. In some countries, you can even file for taxes. There is this certain thing that like income from trading, something like that. Somewhere it's not really possible to even like declare your profits. I know it's kind of varies from one country to another. So which time frame best to use? So when it comes to finding the best just guys, give me a second, please. Yeah, sorry about this noise. I had to plug in the the electric cord, to make sure that I don't run out of energy with my laptop. So yeah, the story is here. So yeah, time frame. talking about time frames. So basically, there is this kind of basic rule with time frames that your duration of trades, and that is true for that is so much true for FTT trades, especially. Like for example, if your time frame of analysis equals 1 minute, then your default duration should be somewhere around 3 minutes. So the basic rule is simple. We take the current time frame and we multiply it by 3. So thus we get the desired duration of trades, or basically duration of trades. So if we switch to 5-minute time frame, then probably we want to go to increase our duration of trades to 15 minutes. Then 15 minutes, and the optimum duration would be somewhere around 45 minutes. So guys, that is my personal approach. Not sure if it can sort of fit everyone, but it works well for me because it sort of eliminates this kind of constant thinking about, so how do I select trade time? Because many people, they they start with 2-minute trades, 1-minute trades, and then all of a sudden they go to like 10-minute trades, 15-minute trades, 20-minute trades. So they constantly change their like trade duration, and that is not really the best thing to do, because your results, they become more chaotic because they don't follow a certain principle. So unless you do it intentionally and you know what you're doing, that's fine. You can change the duration of trades. But in my case, I I usually stick with 3 minutes. So when I analyze, at the same time my time frame equals 1 minute. Now, the second part of this question is this. It's of course about forex. So how do you analyze forex, and how do you predict which time frame do you want to use here? So forex is a different beast. It's a different animal, right? Different breed. So with forex, because in forex it matters so much. What matters so much is how much distance, or how many pips, how many points, how many figures the chart goes, like in the direction of a trade. So it goes up or it goes down. So in this case, you always want to have the higher time frame, which gives you kind of like the overall, like the bird's view on the chart, right? Because if you were to analyze the chart on 1 minute time frame, then you would be looking at this, and it's like, okay, if you prefer scalping, then yes, it's fine. You can stick with, you can stay with 1 minute time frame, but the more real approach would be to at least go to 15 minutes. So 15 minutes and probably more. With certain trades, for example, let's imagine you want to invest, you want to like put some money into Tesla. So what do you want to see here? So this kind of chart, it doesn't give you any explanation. We can see that it goes upwards, there is a gap. But when we look at the chart from the daily perspective, okay, so please ignore this gap. It's unfortunately still there, but it's not real gap. That was a split, the change of the price of this, and basically, yeah, it at some point of time Tesla dropped from 400 to 100, and then maybe 100 was the best time to buy because it's a very strong psychological level, and there were other factors in the beginning of January that were intact, so that is important. And of course, you will not be able to see all these all the nuances on 1 minute or even 15-minute chart. So that is why it's very much important. It's so much important to use higher time frames on forex, especially if you trade stocks. Now, when it comes to so Bitcoin, for example, cryptocurrencies, once again, yes, you always, at least you want to analyze the chart with I usually begin with 1 hour, 1 day, so daily time frame. That gives me the overall idea where we are at where we are right now. So for example, when I talk about Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, I follow their charts. I follow these assets almost on a daily basis. So in any day of the week, I sort of know what's happening and what has been happening recently. But if I were to maybe open, for example, let's open some chart like GBP cut. I have absolutely no idea what this chart looks like at the moment. So I need to know. Okay, so I'm like 1 day time frame. So that gives me some perspective. That tells me where we are right now. So we are close to this round number 1.70. I can also switch to 7-day time frame and I can see. Okay, so yeah, now I have more understanding about this this chart, this currency pair, the relationship between them, between the pound and between the pound and the Canadian dollar, is that yes, they were like, this is some sort of a long-term level, 170, and we've come close to it. So maybe now there will be a little pullback from here, and then I would be like, okay, now I need to go to see 1-day time frame. All right, so that was this touch of the 1.70 level last week, and now we are trading here. All right, so what do we do next? Okay, maybe it's time to open a down trade. Okay, and if I were to open a down trade, I would go to even smaller time frame, like 4 hours, and I would try to find the best sort of. So I know that where do I want to put my stop loss? So I want to put my stop loss here, somewhere above this previous resistance level, and my goal is to for the chart, maybe if it drops to 1.66, then the nearest strong support area is, well, the first one is here and the second one is here. So does this chart have some potential to break under this support level? Well, yes. And what will happen next? Well, it can drop to 1.66 and yeah, it can stay there. So that's kind of like thinking behind. That's my thinking behind opening these trades, and especially, of course, if you do forex trades a lot, and well, mostly if you don't trade forex, then you always need to look at the chart from a higher perspective. It's like basically it's kind of like a bird's view. You can look at something by standing it and looking at it, and also you want to see. For example, you want to buy an apartment in a city, right? So you want to have a look at the map. You want to see a look at maybe at the Google satellite, Google Earth, something like that, because you want to know what's around that area, what's going on, what the potential opportunities are, and what potential threats, but some disadvantages of that district may be. So that is very important to look at that chart, or at the charts in general from the higher time frame. All right. So next question is okay. So let me read this one first from Sabir. We know here is Himanshu and many others who are doing webinars, but no one doing like you, and that's why we would love to see you again in those webinars. It's our request. Hope we'll see you. Well, sure. I hope that I will also join those trading webinars again. But now the guys have sort of occupied that, and they. I was like, okay, if you want to do it, then do it, and maybe I'll do it sometime next week. Okay. Now the question about USD JPY. But I mean, the guys are real deal, of course, and they know pretty much as much as I do in terms of markets. Maybe I know a little bit more about fundamental stuff because that's my area of interest. But when it comes to trading, I think they are pretty much on the same level as I am. So, and yeah, and the point is that basically you still need to do a lot of work by yourself, because they will not be able to do all the homework for you. So you still have got to do the 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 hard work of actually learning and mastering your psychology of trading, things like that. Now, guys, let's talk about USD JPY, and the best thing or the best way possible to talk about that would be through Forex. So yes, daily time frame. So something important. I think I've been saying many times here, when the price of this when this chart was trading close to the 130 level, that this level is going to act as a very strong resistance level. And then we saw this. I think I had a very good trade from here. This double top was like perfect, and now the price broke above this level. The level didn't hold on the third attempt. The level broke, and yeah, basically the price went up, and currently we are trading at 140. So that's quite a strong that's a strong push. Now, what's important to understand about the USD JPY ratio is that above 140, it now becomes a very inconsistent level, very inconvenient level for the yen, because now it shows how weak the yen are, and it also affects the Japanese economy, of course. Even though it's it's quite good for Japan, because it's a very export-oriented economy, and then it means that their products are more and more compatible, become, well, pretty much, yeah, it's like, imagine you could buy a Toyota for, I don't know, maybe 115,000 yen, and then basically the yen devalued, so basically now it's 25% cheaper, something like this, like doing basic maths. So like a basic Toyota, especially here, you could probably buy it at almost half price. Not half price, but 60% of its price. So that's a good deal, right? That's something like when Facebook or Tesla dropped to close to $100, to the $100 level. That was a very good level, good opportunity to buy, because basically that was like Tesla on sale or Facebook on sale, because you could really buy it very cheaply. So USD JPY, yes, the 140 level has been broken, and now I think that we can easily see, well, not 150, of course, but 144, 45, 45-ish, close to that, we can see. Right. So yeah, that's the next goal. I think there might be a little pullback here, but eventually this level now is going to act as a very strong resistance support level. So if you ever notice that the yen drops somewhere around here, that would be probably your best trade of June. So I think that's it's end of May. So yeah, the beginning of June, maybe towards the end of this week, we are going to see this price drop here, and that would be probably some of the best trades, I think. Very short, with a very short stop loss, and this is kind of like an obvious trade. So one thing that I'm sort of sometimes afraid about with such obvious trades is that they are too obvious, and maybe I sometimes have a feeling that some traders or some guys with big investors, big money guys, like the whales of the markets, the sharks, they might just feel like, okay, it's too obvious, and they will just do some dirty trick, like they will what's it called, like when they collect stop losses, then when they trigger these stop losses, and yeah, so that's kind of like a dangerous situation, but that doesn't happen that often. Now, so yeah, USD JPY, my view here remains bullish. Probably I wouldn't buy it right now. I would wait for a little pullback, but the level has been designated, has been marked very strong. So yeah, okay. Brent. Now let's talk about Brent, because I see there is a question about Brent, which, yeah, confused with Brent. Could you please help for long-term investment on Brent? So yes, perfectly. So guys, I remain very bullish on Brent despite the current drop. So what are the factors for Brent to actually go up in price? Now, the question or the moment number one is the driving season in the US. It basically opens, it begins on Monday, right? Sorry, on the 1st of June. That is the unofficial beginning of the driving season, and basically, yes, yeah, you have yeah, you have this surge for in demand for oil in the United States for, well, basically it's petrol, for gasoline. And you also have to take into account the second thing is that the strategic petroleum reserves in the United States, they keep shrinking by every week. They drop by 2 million barrels. Like, it's not, of course, huge because basically the daily consumption in the US equals 20 million. So that's 2% of the weekly. No, that's less than 2%. So every week there are 140 million barrels consumed. So that's a little bit close to 1%, but still that's a huge deal because these are the so-called strategic petroleum reserves, which are to be touched only in case of emergency. And now they dropped from, well, we all remember what the actual number was. So a year ago it was 537, so they dropped by 33%. And this drop, it continues. So that's not a really good thing for, well, that's kind of good for oil prices because they will be going up. But there are many factors, okay? So it seems that there is no crisis in Japan. Now the US debt ceiling has been lifted. There were successful talks between Biden and the Senator McCarthy over the weekend, so they finally agreed that they will they're gonna lift the debt of the ceiling of the debt. And now basically, yeah, there is green light for more consumption, for more government spending in the US, and basically, yeah, no crisis right now, and that means increase in demand for oil. And technically speaking, from the technical point of view, we can we can observe the following thing. So we have a very interesting situation here. Okay, so let me do some drawing for you. So first of all, I would like to, yes, so we have this support level that goes that's going upwards, and we have this resistance level above. So I think the correct name in English is the wedge. So it's kind of like an ascending triangle, but some people also call it a wedge. That's the term, WEDGE. And well, basically, yeah, there's going to be a decisive moment quite soon because we can see that there are sellers on top that don't let the price go up, and there are buyers from below who keep pushing upwards. So you see what I see, right? So it's kind of like an obvious picture again, and you can see how many times you could have, like, probably here, 1, 2, 3. Maybe it's the fourth opportunity to actually buy and make some cash here with Brent. So my view on Brent remains bullish, and I will add 2 more trades here in 1,500 for Forex. That's a normal amount. It's not too big. And as you can see, I'm still holding some of these trades that I opened last week. So yeah, my view here, my outlook remains bullish, and if we manage to break above. Now, I don't see that much potential as, for example, last year when it was going like from 100 to 110 within 1 or 2 days, and that was the time to actually make a lot of money. Now the ATR, or average true range, has become very low, and I don't see that we are going to see that much potential here. But still something interesting might happen here, and some nice profits can be made with proper stop losses and take profits. Now, so what is the best duration for trading? So basically, the best duration, there isn't such a term as best duration. It all depends on your method of trading. So how you trade, how you analyze charts, and stuff like that. And basically, the bigger, probably the common saying, the more the better, or the bigger the better, the longer the better. It's true. So I don't really see much. I'll give you like a very good metaphor, right? So that basically illustrates this whole idea of long-term investments. Is that so? Imagine someone invests in, or someone invested in Bitcoin like in 2000 something like 19, and then he sells this Bitcoin at 10,000. So yes, that's like $6,000 or $7,000 of profit per each Bitcoin. But then someone managed to hold it until the price went up to 60,000. So of course that person made more, like 6 times more money, or even more. That's the compounding percent. So guys, that's another story. So all in all, and just to put things short, the more the duration is, the better it is. So I strongly encourage you to open trades that with a longer duration. So that's kind of like the basic rule. So nice. So guys, I don't see any questions of today. I think we've done a nice market overview, and I've made some nice comments here about some advice, trading advice, etc. So I wish you all a wonderful trading week. Hope that next week I will do some webinars for you. In the meantime, don't forget about our webinars that basically are happening every day of the week with 7 different languages. So feel free to join them, and I wish you all wonderful profits, wonderful results on this new trading week. So good luck, and I will see you very soon. Bye bye.